Right then, everybody, welcome back to the How Not to Suck at Banished series. My name is Cody as always, and this time we're going to continue what we did last time, which was where we started up our initial city, got our initial food and all that kind of good stuff, and this time around we're going to go ahead and see if we can make it through years 2 and 3. Will I succeed? Probably not. I have no idea. There's all sorts of goodies involved, so let's go ahead and find out right now. Now, that being said, we're going to go ahead and see how the woodcutter's doing, because once we get woodcutting down, we'll actually have less of a difficulty when it comes to procuring more wood. Now, obviously I've enhanced our stockpile, and you'll notice I haven't actually gone for any stone cutting materials yet, because there's absolutely no need for me to right this second. And that's because, as you can see, why would I? I've got all the stone hanging around. One of the most common mistakes I see people doing, excuse me, Jesus. One of the most common mistakes I see people doing is they'll go straight for a mine, straight for a town hall, straight for anything. And what it'll do is it'll completely eat up all your resources, which is completely, it's ridiculous. You shouldn't do it. Like, you see here, we got little little patches of dirt, this and this and this, and it's not necessary, man. So focus on our firewood, which suits me just fine. Now that things are stable, since we're in early summer, we can start worrying about building ourselves a blacksmith. There we go. Go ahead and build that blacksmith up. But before we do that, let's go ahead and have him focusing on stone. Stone, huh? Okay. Alright, so far we're looking pretty decent. Okay. So once we get this built, we'll start focusing on other areas. Because right now we've got wood, we've got this, we've got that. Once we get the hunting cabin, we'll actually be able to start facilitating warm coats, which will, or not warm coats, but we'll have some kind of a leather jacket. And later on we'll get to the wool, but that's kind of a luck of the draw whenever we get that. But right now we're going to focus on the right now, make sure nobody dies. Because remember, we've got 3 more years before the actual, I expect things to start going wrong, because the first 2-3 years isn't all that bad, but everything after year 3, things start to exponentially get more difficult as time goes on. Especially when bartering becomes a major undertone to everything. Now, we've still got metal, we've still got this, we've still got that, we can start focusing on making my citizens. We're done. There we go. Now, hunting cabin will actually make sure that we have the appropriate amount of food to where nobody's going to starve to death with hope. Yeah. So, blacksmith, you're up. And, you know what? I'm feeling a little bit adventurous, so let us see. We're going to get a gatherer's hut going as well. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And keep in mind, all this stuff is off limits to being developed. I do not want to go in there because it'll kind of undermine the entire operation on what we're trying to accomplish, which is lasting upwards of 10 years. And keep in mind, this is a how-to to not suck at everything guide, so I'm doing what I can for those that actually care. Also, I found another game that this reminds me of, Stronghold. If you guys ever played the Stronghold series, it's pretty similar. If you've never played Stronghold, then you're a nerd. But then again, I'm a bigger one for giving strategy guides on the internet, so I can't really say anything. Okay. I accidentally got rid of the list I needed. Okay, professions. I don't need that many workers. Excellent. Now, one of the next things we need to start focusing on is herbalists, which will be very appropriately put right about here. There you go. That way it's still within our undeveloped zone. It is encompassing the undeveloped zone. It is doing everything. You son of a bitch, you stop doing that. It encompasses the entire undeveloped area, which is a good thing. The Gatherer's Hut is our basic first aid, obviously. Okay. Now, the Gatherer's Hut is going to be the same thing. What it's going to do, it gives you more herbs like roots, berries, things like that. And then the herbalist obviously is your first line of defense when it comes to illnesses. Now, once you start getting nomads and stuff popping up, which we'll come into later, it comes into its own very, very, very quickly. That it's absolutely imperative. Now, the woodcutting, the forester lodges are going to be cutting and planting predominantly, which is good because you don't want to cut everything down because then it becomes counterproductive and your whole day gets undone. Now, this would be the time of year where you'd start planting stuff, but we're not going to go down the farm approach if we can help it, because all that's going to do is eat up a whole lot of real estate. Like you'll notice now, my people have venison, they have fish, they have all they need. Onions, they have this, they have that. There's a slight amount of hunger, but I'm pretty sure I can keep it under control. Maybe I can keep it under control. I'm not entirely sure if I can, but we're gonna try. Like, I honestly think I've got this under control, so I'm gonna drop that number down a little bit. We're gonna focus. At this point, it would be okay to start focusing on building another house. Right there. You don't want to build too many houses too quickly because then you'll have overpopulation, which will cause an extreme overinflation of, or oversaturation of workers, which, while is good, if you can't support the food problem, they'll all die and game over. I've seen an entire town go from over 300 to 0 within like 30 seconds. It's pretty bad. Like there's that cadunt noise that you heard. I watched an entire city get 86'd in under a minute. So, you know, it could always be worse. It was like North Korea bad. It was Terra bad. So, what do we got going over here? I guess they don't care about the damn herbalists, do they? But that's alright, I guess. Once we hit a population of approximately 40-50, we'll worry about making a school. So, yeah. Make sure everything is going good there. Now, see, these guys very well could die because there's no food in their immediate vicinity. And I'm still hoping that that changes. So this is an initial gamble to see what happens. Now, I'm gonna build a street. Now these guys right here might actually die because for whatever reason, they don't seem to get the program that if you're hungry, go get something from the freaking stockpile, you know? Like, that's the thing about this game. What the part that actually makes it a little bit more difficult is because the AI actually does whatever the hell it wants. See? It literally will do anything it damn well wants. And I have no idea why they do this, but... like, there, see? They finally got with the program. Like, it literally will not care. It will do whatever it feels like doing. And all you can do is give them the opinion that you really need to give them. And, whether they do it or not, it's completely up to them. I mean, they could very well just tell you to go F yourself, and there's not much you can do. Let's see if I can get a market to kind of counteract these problems. Alright guys, so as you can see, we're actually starting to go into some pretty obnoxious snags that occur with a game like this, and this is usually, like I said, 3 years is about where things start getting confusing, and then 10 years is pretty much when full-on apocalypse begins to happen. So yeah, next episode we're going to see how I do when it comes to the marketplace and all that kind of good stuff, and who knows, maybe there is a couple more nasty little surprises in there somewhere. Somebody's probably going to die. But anyway, guys, be sure to rate, like, favorite, comment, subscribe to my channel and the videos within. And if you like this, leave a like. If you dislike it, leave a dislike. Tell me what I could do better. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me so on and so forth. Tell me your life story, and I may or may not be like Grandma and listen. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and outro.